Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Jake Gordon and Alex Lord. Last night, Justin Fields throws 4 touchdown passes, 3 in the first half. The Bears cruise. He now leads the NFL in touchdown passes. Everybody said this guy can't play. We were even asking if he would even be an upgrade over over Desmond Ritter. Listen, let's be real.
I don't know who said that, but it definitely wasn't me. Let me get that out of the way.
No. It wasn't an argument. It was just like it was a discussion. It was a discussion. Like, would the Falcons be better? Blah blah. I want to even go a step further, and that's what this segment's about. Did the Falcons make a mistake passing up on him? He went 11th overall in 2021. We obviously went with Kyle Pitts. Did they make a mistake? Did they make a mistake? I mean, we are in year 3. He's still been up and down. I'm not really to proclaim him the next Patrick Mahomes or a top 10 quarterback or anything. He's still probably in the bottom half of the league. But the Falcons don't have a quarterback. And like we talked about, all we've invested is a 3rd-round pick, and we have no idea what we're going to do at quarterback, and it could be 5 years before we figure it out.
This is such like a first take answer. That they didn't make a mistake passing on Fields. They made a mistake passing on Michael Parsons and Pat Surtain and Jamar Chase and all the Penei Sewell. But no, in the scope of this question, I would say, yeah, absolutely. That was my preferred pick at the time because Fields falling to 11. That was not supposed to happen on draft night. He was not supposed to fall past like the 5th or 6th.
No, he was supposed to be like, could have been going 2. People were like, maybe 2.
Yeah, no, that was pretty unexpected. I think he did need some time to develop, but I think he's actually just a perfect fit for this Falcons offense. And it's easy to overreact, but I've maintained at this point, even before these past 2 games, I was like, even after this year, if the Bears are picking 1st overall and they're taking Caleb Williams, I'll still take him. 6th or 7th round pick for the guy, yeah, I'll take him. What did Trey Lance just go for? 5th?
5th or 6th. I mean, he's better. He might even go for. If he finishes the year strong, he might even go for a 1st, and they still might move on from him. But, I mean, that was kind of the premise of the conversation me and you, Alex, had early in the week. Like, would you trade for him? And I think the biggest question is, yes, I think he's a perfect fit for the Falcons offense. They'd obviously better with him. They might be a legitimate playoff contender with him. The question is, do you take that risk? If he doesn't show like this over the entire season, do you take that risk if you're Arthur Smith? Because Arthur Smith, after the season, if this continues this downward trend and we miss the playoffs, he's on his last leg. Like this is that season 4, you either figure it out or you don't. So would you take that risk with Justin Fields? Is that the guy you're rolling with? Or do you go try to get a Kirk Cousins, maybe go back to your old friend Ryan Tannehill, puke. The guy's actually has, there's 2 quarterbacks that have a worse QBR than Desmond Ritter this year. Can you name them? And I obviously just gave you a hint.
Bryce Young and Ryan Tannehill.
Only 2.
Hey, real quick, by the way, I want to back up for a second. By the way, when you said he's leading the league in touchdown passes, keep in mind this episode's airing on a Friday. Nobody else has played. We're doing counting stats.
I saw people tweeting that, and I was banging my head against the wall.
Being serious, and that is disingenuous. That's all I got to say about it. That's the one point I want to make. True.
Listen, I think that we can all agree that
Justin Fields will never lead the league in touchdown passes at any week, at any point, at any
maybe
point.
No, if he opens on a Thursday,
if we open the season on a Thursday and he has just 1, that's a big. He
better not be starting on an opener.
He's going to end up with 0. Can we also just we have to do this every week now? Desmond Ritter over 15.5 touchdown passes is not in it.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely not.
Oh my gosh. I think it's so bad.
Listen, I was like, that's the lock of the century. What was I thinking?
Yeah, it's less than 1 a game. How many? Oh, he has 3 through 4 for what? Yeah, 4 weeks.
He's like
if he has 2 this week, he's right back on track, baby.
He just needs 1 each week the rest of the season.
Listen, I think that nobody's arguing the fact that Justin Fields isn't extremely talented physically. I think that a lot of his shortcomings could be attributed to his supporting cast, to his offensive coordinator, to everything around him, and to himself. He is not a top 10 quarterback, though he looked like one last night against a terrible Commanders secondary. That's very true. He looked like a top 10 quarterback last night. Let's look at the whole body of work. He is certainly not this MVP guy who's going to lead the Falcons to a Super Bowl next year. That's not to say he can't develop into that guy, because we know how dynamic he is with his feet. There might not be 5 guys more dynamic with the ball in their hands than Justin Fields. He's that athletic. And I think, to Jake's point, I think that a lot of teams don't want him. I mean, he's not that good with his arm, though he looked like it last night. His feet and his fit in Arthur Smith's offense has me salivating. It would be so fun to watch, let alone effective. It it would put butts in seats. You want to talk about filling the bins again? Ever. It's never been filled. Fill the bins. Justin Fields was definitely a great start. I think this offseason, if the Bears say they're going to take Caleb Williams, they're going to lose a lot of leverage in trade negotiations. I think even if he has a very, very good year, that he's not going to go for a first-round pick.
That's the problem, though. I mean, what do you mean if you have the first pick, you're not taking Caleb Williams? Like, come on. Like, that would be the worst kept secret in pro sports.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm taking Caleb Williams, and then I'm taking either Joe Alt from Notre Dame, another lineman, or Marvin Harrison. I mean, it's that simple. It looks like they're going to have the first 2 picks or one of the first 3 picks.
I don't know.
So, yeah, you're right.
The Bears look like they could beat the Falcons at this point.
I think the Commanders are bad.
They are bad. They're bad. Coming up after the break, we're going to do this again. We're going to college football, best bet. Same thing we did yesterday.